Hi, we're Columbus Signature Academy, and we're from Indiana.
Hi!
Hi, we are the Satellite Center from St. Charles Parish, Louisiana.
Hi!
And together we are building community bridges across the Mississippi.
Engineering students studied bridge building and structural design along with levee construction before we took our trip to New Orleans. And then while we were in New Orleans, we actually got a chance to visit the levee, and we enjoyed that experience. We also got a chance to build some steps. We got to re-engineer a deck, and all types of great opportunities for my students in engineering to actually apply what they've been learning in class.
Satellite Center HRT students were tasked with providing CSA an itinerary that allowed them to experience the culture and flavor of the area during their non-working hours. They were also asked to arrange opportunities for both schools to work together. The hotel, restaurant, and tourism students had multiple communications with CSA students via email, phone, and Google Docs. They also Skyped with CSA twice during the project, once for their entry document and when they presented their final itineraries for CSA's trip to New Orleans. Ultimately, Satellite Center students procured grants for CSA to go to the IMAX Theater, the aquarium, and the World War II Museum, all free of charge. They also arranged for a crawfish boil that was prepared by their culinary arts program. They arranged an Army Corps of Engineers tour of the Bonacary Spillway and a tree planting day that included CSA students and engineering and HRT students. The center used this project as an opportunity to complete a senior project by developing and organizing a walking tour of the French Quarter and activities for CSA's final day that included a nature walk, canoeing, and crabbing. As a new tech school, we know project-based learning is the most effective educational process, but combining PBL with motivated teenagers focused on common goals and serving each other and their community was truly inspirational. I was in awe during our celebration on Friday, watching the kids interact with each other with confidence, hearing them reflect on their work, their projects, and their culture. These are the things that make teaching worth it.
What did physics students study and apply?
Physics students had the opportunities during their course of study of electricity and magnetism, learned about circuitry, series and parallel circuits, power and energy, and just different forms of household circuitry as well. So when they went to New Orleans, they were able to apply those skills in a real-world setting by working for people who needed either repair work done on their houses or needed new installation of wiring in their houses. A lot of the work that they did in New Orleans was to fix work that had been done improperly by contractors.
So Connor, you gave up 2 weeks of spring break in order to go to New Orleans. Can you just say why you did that and what your expectations were before we went?
I mainly did it because I just wanted to see you. It was a great experience to have. Go down there, see what Hurricane Katrina did there, and actually, the devastation and how far they had actually done or gotten repaired in this time. My expectations before were probably more work done that was actually done there. I was expecting more volunteer groups there, helping people out, and a lot more buildings built, and a lot of more places cleared because there was a lot of rubble still from Katrina just lying around.
One of the most emotional parts for me was when we were working with John, his friend that lived right down the street, Marvin, came over, and then he was talking to John about food, and then he asked us if we wanted any. When we didn't really say yes or no, but then he brought some anyways for us. And then just to see the respect that people give down there for the people that come and help, it was pretty amazing.
I've been blessed to have many volunteer groups work on my house over the last 7 years, but never before have I worked with a group like student volunteers from Columbus Signature Academy. They visited my home in New Orleans' Lower 9th Ward neighborhood to install new wiring and repair existing shoddy wiring. I joked that when my dad and I work on the house, we work half days, 12 hours a day. Never did I imagine volunteers would work that hard or that long. Initially, they planned to spend a day at my house. Not only did they return for a second day, but Gail and her team pulled 10 hours their first day and 13 their second. Typically, volunteers arrive around 10 a.m., take an hour or so lunch break, and leave around 3 p.m. Gail and her team arrived at 8 a.m. sharp and worked by flashlight until 9:30 p.m. In those 2 days, they wired 4 rooms that had no electricity. In other rooms, they repaired what we called scary, ugly wiring that was a real fire hazard. They installed 3 can lights on my front porch so the house doesn't look abandoned anymore. And they installed a ceiling fan in my kitchen so I can stand the heat when summer arrives. I'm still overwhelmed by their commitment, hard work, passion, and can-do attitude, and I'm so very thankful for all their help. Many, many thanks. Ariane Wilste.